recording is on.
And now officially it started. So girls, we are talking today about Metaverse. We are all working in Web3 space, and this is one of the aspects there, very hardly promoted. A lot of money invested in this space, especially after announcement of, Meta, Facebook becoming Meta. And then it was like just big boom of metaverse solutions, different companies coming in. Maybe first, girls, you are more familiar even with metaverse than me. Sarah, you've been running a couple of events so far in this space, so maybe you can tell us first about your experiences there.
In the metaverse, I will say it's interesting. I believe the metaverse is a stepping stone to augmented reality and mixed reality. And that's what I believe.
How do you see it? It can help us improve our lives.
Well, I think you can meet your global tribe digitally and have interactions that feel more real than maybe like a Zoom call or a video chat. And you can have experiences of awe within the metaverse, which is really cool. I think it helps you meet people. And I think for the elderly, it could combat loneliness. And for the youth, actually all ages, I think using it as an education tool is really important.
Charlotte, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump on that point because I can definitely see it being used for so many like amazing ways to improve the way people work and learn. So, for instance, with working, I think a really amazing case study is for people who maybe don't feel so confident during group discussions. So like say if you're having a work meeting and that's usually on Zoom, if you've got a remote team and maybe people might not feel comfortable speaking up amongst a large group with their camera audio on, actually being able to do that in the metaverse when your avatar could encourage people who maybe wouldn't usually speak up, actually having the confidence to speak up because it's not all eyes on them, it's kind of all eyes on the avatar. I also think it can be used with the environment as well in the metaverse, like the creative environment for collaborative discussion. So again, if you've got like a fully remote team but you want to have a brainstorm, like a creative brainstorm, instead of doing it just on a Zoom chat, actually doing it in like an art gallery or a really creative space that can be like build on creative ideas and drive innovation. So for employment, like within the workspace, I think it can be used in a really cool ways, but also for education, just like, you know, when we think about lockdown, when we're in lockdown and kids were learning through the computer, like doing that in the metaverse could have been so interesting and much more engaging, I think. So I think there's so many use cases for it, for good.
Marta, do you want to add something into it? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, like, I personally am like, for example, here, like this option that maybe it can help people who are a bit shy. I'm not sure, for example, to which level this could help. I think it's more like a very like delicate change. But like, I had a conversation with my professor recently, and he's not in Web3, but he still educates himself and he reads about it. And I think that what he found actually appealed to me, that already engineers use metaverse as the way for designing complicated constructions, and they also used later this space for testing. And I think that from like a business perspective, like here in like in this area of like engineering, where you need the means to visualize such things and later also kind of test them out, I think that this could actually like, I think this is where I see potential. And I think that especially when it comes to designs for public transportation, for which it was also one of the case studies, I think it could also save like lots of issues, or even save people's lives, because you get this additional like assurance, get this additional tests in such a space. So this is where I definitely see the improvement for the metaverse. And I think that this is what, like, when I heard it, I really felt like, okay, I see this as a very solid example for metaverse.
Okay, yeah, I hear you, girls. I agree that there is a space where, yeah, it probably wouldn't be efficient to build something in the real life. Instead, you can test it in the metaverse, create it there, and then once it works, you can implement it on a bigger scale, like for cities, etc. However, as you know, I'm not a fan of metaverse, and
Yeah.
I have many like spiritual issues with this, and I don't believe it was created for our good and our development, and actually the opposite. It's from I have a couple of points here, but maybe I would start from creating this matrix. We live already in a matrix. This is the system that the reality was kind of created, and when we already feel trapped in it, and it's hard to escape. Then they are creating another matrix within this matrix, which is metaverse, and they are creating it there. I don't trust it. What is exactly there? What's gonna be implemented? Especially that so much money is pumped into it, and they will do probably as much as possible to get us addicted to this space, and spend as much time as possible. We see already a couple of movies showing it, this kind of how this reality would look like, reality where like people are just, I don't know, living in small places, and then with the googles like experiencing something else and thinking like everything is fine. I don't think that's the reality we want to live in. It's gonna distance us even more, and this intimacy, like real relationships, like would go aside, because whatever in my reality is happening, I can jump into metaverse and everything is perfect, and I can forget about real world. So I think it's really distancing us from our spiritual selves, and what we are capable of, because this it's showing us that we can only achieve this level of visualization, etc., through metaverse, which is not true. We can do it ourselves, and the more we use the tool, the more we rely on it, then again we are going farther from our own capabilities. So just to mention like the first thing, what are your feelings, girls, about it?
Yeah, I agree with you, and that's why I'm also like sitting and waiting and watching, because I myself yet don't see metaverse as a space for socializing. Like, for me, for example, I feel already like happy enough to have like the brave talks with you guys, and but for me, it's still like the goal would be to meet with my online friends in person. Like, so like for me, I wouldn't see like metaverse for socializing. This is not something that I would find exciting, to be honest. And that's why like the examples that I was bringing, it was more like, okay, this is something that convinces me, but I'm still watching and waiting, and I want to see more, because for now I don't think that for me, besides this example that I gave you, is something that would say, okay, I'm like 100% for it.
Mm-hmm. Charlotte?
So I think, what about people who like can't travel at all? So say someone who is disabled and would love to go and visit an art gallery in Paris but can't physically go, but could be able to do it through the metaverse and actually have a complete like interactive experience, and walk around the gallery and see the art up close without actually having to go there. Or say you live in a different country to your grandchild, but would love to watch them do their piano recital, but can't physically be there, but could join through the metaverse and watch it like live with that experience. So I think there's cases where people can't meet with their virtual friends in physical form, or virtual or family in physical form, that the metaverse could provide that way of being able to do it.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful idea to bring it closer to these people. However, I'm careful with the emotion. Someone who was promoting this through these examples had particular idea to, make us feel something, and then we think it's right because we feel pity for these people. We want to help them, and that's when I kind of feel warning. Someone who promoted it this way has some different idea behind it, actually. And I don't think that through this little group we have to really transcend it to everyone. Another thing is, I don't know how deep you are into spirituality, but even moving to different places, it's also possible with our minds.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, I completely
So
agree with that. But not
yeah,
everybody does. Not everybody
yeah,
does.
yeah, but it's like nothing really here is what is promoted. It's stimulating us to self-development and achieving our superhuman capabilities. Instead, it's giving us tools uh, through which we are attached still to their reality, and we are trapped. It's trapping us in this. So that's why I feel like it's not showing us how much we can do. Yeah. Mm, it's telling us we can only achieve it for this metaverse, this another matrix. I'm not sure if you also think through these emotions when you read something, some information, news, etc. But I sense it like deeper. Yeah, what is the goal of the person who is giving this kind of information? If it's going through really like low emotions, or like yeah, it's encouraging us to action or to like something because it is serving good. I think that's why it's promoted so strongly through these experiences, or through mental health, or etc. I feel a lot that it's pushing this whole narrative through this space, so it's good. And then we believe it's good, so let's move it farther. So it kind of, it's like our second reality, and at some point it's our main reality. Don't you think?
I mean, I have a couple of thoughts, like also especially about around the topic where for disabled people. Like also, like you could speak of like physically disabled people. You have also mentally disabled people, if you like want to classify it that way. And like I have around my space people who like are considered, like, let's say on paper disabled. So you could like I could speak about like that case, and they are saying that it's like I think it on one hand, yes, this could be an option, but like this shouldn't be the main solution. Like this could be like a nice add on if it's really no other solution to, for example, travel somewhere. but if they can, they don't want to feel like left out, that, for example, if all the normal people can experience things in real life, and for the disabled ones, have fun in the metaverse. I think that if they can, and I also follow a couple of accounts for with disabled people on social media, they really want to travel and live their life to the fullest if they have that opportunity. So I still think that this could be an option, but this should, I don't think that this would be the means to revolutionize people who cannot travel to actually be able to experience these things. I think that if they had an opportunity, and they would still prefer to have this real life experience. And I think that there could, if with the scientists, with the current progress in the science, I think there could be even more solutions that could get people actually physically somewhere and allow them experience something in real life. I'm not denying that this couldn't be the solution, but I could also they could also watch some videos on the TV, and I think that the experience overall wouldn't be that much more different from experiencing it through metaverse. That's why I'm still thinking this could help this small group of people, but I still don't think that this could be the main solution, for this specific case of the people. I mean, I'm still open to having my mind changed, but I do know that disabled people want to be rather given the opportunities to experience things in real life than to be put into the metaverse.
I think the thing is with technology is that with all tech, it is should just be a tool. Like no one should be on tech all day long, every day. Like that's not healthy. So having the metaverse just as a upgraded version of the tech that we've already got, augmented reality, virtual reality, and just using it as a tool for whichever way people see they want to use it, but not it not being all encompassing, is the same as just being on social media all day long is not healthy. Being in the metaverse all day long isn't healthy, but using it for a particular purpose or reason, just as an additional tool for other things that you're doing in your life, is not harmful.
I totally agree, and I think if we know where the balance is for ourselves, then great. But this is promoted among people who are spending a lot of time on social media, for instance, those who really are disattached from the reality mostly. So and it's easy for them to get into this tool and get addicted. So is it ethical even? Probably not.
It's
There
true.
is a different agenda behind it. Yeah, let's trap these people even more.
I agree with that. But if it wasn't the metaverse, wouldn't it just be something else? Like these people who are all day gaming, they've been gamers for a very long time. People who are addicted to social media, if it wasn't social media, it would be something else. So yes, it's not good the way that it's promoted and targeting these people to make them addicted to something new, just like if it was gambling or if it's any other thing that is addictive. This how it's being promoted is bad, but if it wasn't any of those things, it would probably just be something else.
Yeah, so a lot depends on us, and that we can resist and we say, no, I don't want to get into this space because I don't want to get addicted to it. I may, I don't know, from time to time use it and have fun, like Sarah mentioned, I don't know, meet my friends in some virtual space, just have fun, like about our avatars, whatever we put there. But it's not major part of my life. And I see that it's promoted this way, like to use it for work, to use it after work, for concerts, for whatever, entertainment. And then it's a lot, a lot, a lot. Do you see this narrative? This doesn't want to stop in any balanced point.
Yeah, so surely we just need more people to counter that and be like, well, you don't need to do it. So it's about educate rather than changing the way that the companies are promoting this technology. It's about educating the people on how to use it in moderation.
How to say no also, because if your company is saying now that let's go move to metaverse, and now we will have our meetings in Metaverse. If your children are forced to have Metaverse experiences at school, then afterwards you go for entertainment with your friends in Metaverse. You know where it's pushing, like, and where we can say no. And then at some point you say, now I cannot say anything because my company pushed it forward, and otherwise I don't have work, or I cannot learn because they all do it in Metaverse. So if we don't say now what we think about it, and where's the line in balance, then they're pushing it. But it's up to us if we say yes or no right now. And I think that's the reason why Meta is going so much down, because average people are really against it. Don't you think? Like this is the moment to say something about it.
I mean, I'm thinking now. That's why I'm quiet.
Okay, I can jump into also topic of avatars. Actually, I'm a fan to, I don't know. I can go with friends that I know into Metaverse and let's play with our avatars. Everyone is creating, I don't know, something funny there, and we can have fun. But I know the people who are behind, and I know that when I'm sending my energy to them, it's them, because I know how they look like normally, and yeah, I know them. But if we are meeting people in Metaverse with avatars, that's something to learn through like symbolism and the energy flow, etc. Like if there is someone that I don't know and I see only this avatar, I connect this my energy to this avatar, which is not this person. I'm actually not giving my energy to this person. I'm giving it to this avatar. You know what I mean? And whatever symbolism is there. And by the way, they will sell different stuff there. I'm giving energy to probably some other companies there who created it. I'm not giving it to this person. So it will be like kind of like sucking our energy through these different avatars, different symbolism that can be there. Imagine already now how much there is of different advertisement around us on all these billboards, on social media, etc. And now imagine that they're creating their own space, which is like just full of advertisement everywhere and different symbolism that people don't even understand. So that's really big concern to me. Again, if we are not aware of what this is about, how can we even protect ourselves? Like it will be just that's how it's promoted for all the businesses. Go there because you will be able to promote yourself.
Oh yes, I also watched this one episode when I was from Mission Impact, and she was saying that Metaverse will be amazing for marketing, because now the main goal of marketing is that you don't no longer need to look for the things that you want; they automatically come to you. So it takes this one step less away from you, and you just sit there, you just get there, and like she said, like that it would be revolutionary. Of course, I'm just quoting her now, that it will be revolutionary that things come to you. So basically this power of choice is taken away from us, and this is something that I had no idea about Metaverse before I actually heard it from this marketing agency.
That's a great point, because like everything starts like how you can manipulate people into buying something, doing something. It's like with different wordings, how you write something to make emotions. Yes, create emotions this way, and then you create even whole experience. So this person is feeling it with the whole body. This is like super manipulative. I mean, people who know what they are doing and they know, they can really easily do whatever they want with people, and they will follow, they will buy, they will that's a big concern for me.
I think sorry
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the thing is, we can't change that at all. Like in marketing, like businesses and marketers are always going to market something to sell something. Like that's will always happen, and it will only get more enhanced with obviously with the metaverse and being more like closer to their community or their customers, etc. Or what the main thing I feel is that we just have to educate people on what's happening, because people just don't realize, like they, the amount of people probably don't even realize how much they buy through Facebook or Instagram ads because they've been influenced without even realizing. And oh, this popped up and I bought this, or it's getting so personalized what people want, and people just seeing what they, it's so easy to change your narrative of what you see on social by like following the different people. Like you could one day you could be like, okay, I'm just going to follow everything Web3, and then your whole life is Web3 consumed. But if someone's in like maybe not the healthiest of mindsets and they're following everything, like a whole load of unhealthy things, and then they're going to keep getting shown more and more and more of that, but they might not even realize that that's happening, and then go down a downward spiral. That's completely out of our control, because the companies are going to continue doing that. But what we can do is educate people on what is happening so that they can say no or change it.
Yeah, I totally agree, and that's why I also go for it and into this educational part. However, there is already a lot of content that is explaining this, and yet people are not triggered to go into it. Or what, as a marketer, you're going to say now, how are you doing? How are you manipulating people? Basically, that's the thing that. Hey, be aware that when we are using this or that trick to trigger you those emotions, so you buy, and don't let it, don't get into it. Like I cannot imagine, like it has to start from ourselves first of all, and we cannot say like I will change the whole world. No, but it starts from ourselves and what we are doing, and are we complying with this or not? And we are showing a different way of selling whatever there is. I believe everything can be sold if it's really serving people for good. And it will be like sold out like just by recommendations, because people will love it and they will need it. Yes, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So what I wanted to also add is that I do agree that like we don't have like the entire control here, and we can also educate people. But as you also, like I said, like there are still people who will not be listening, and it also proves, like also this specific case proves my observation that people are really now splitting into two, and we've been already mentioning already a couple of times that there will be people who will go entirely into the digital world, and there will be people who will actually take a step back. So there will be people just diving deeper into that, and there will be people who will try to distance themselves more. And I see it like everywhere, and it's just about this level of awareness. I also, and like it's also like just a live example. It's just like just a conversation that I had with my dad yesterday, because he traveled to the UK, and he said that he noticed also a very big split specifically in that group of people. Like this is something that he noticed, that there is this one group of people who look super healthy in the UK, and you can see that they really take care of themselves and that they know what they're doing with their bodies. He's not spiritual, so he was referring to bodies. And there's also this other group that just, you can see that it's just completely neglected, and that they don't really see what they are consuming. They don't really care about taking care of their bodies. So, and usually it's like also a coincidence is that usually, like these two groups, you can also see that like this one group is like very easily influenced by whatever information they receive, and there is this other group that is just more resistant to all these messages. And it was, it's just coincidentally Charlotte, he was in London when he noticed that.
Yeah, this confirms these two timelines that are running now simultaneously as we speak, and it depends on us where we adjust ourselves to. It doesn't necessarily mean that I would not say that all technology is bad and it's only to trap us into something. I believe there is some AI developed that really will support us but not replace us. However, with the metaverse, I don't see too many points where I don't resonate with it. Simply, there is too much like of my doubts around it. Also, like with in regards with the device, putting it here on our head and knowing how electromagnetical field is influencing us, especially brain then, or using 5G on top of it. I mean, yeah, I think it has also like it's gonna have huge impact on our health. So afterwards, we may see also people getting sick. By the way, of what you were saying, Marta. So those who are probably more aware of it, yeah, maybe that's why many people are saying like no, 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 and
This also reminds me of one more thing. Actually, like I personally, I'm not practicing Christianity. I do not consider myself Christian. But I also, when I was today in yoga, I remembered like these words of Professor Eva Dąbrowska when she was saying that like they're teasing us everywhere, and this is like one of the sins. I
yeah.
myself, as I'm saying, like I do not reflect this religion, but I do agree that it, like, in general, it is just this kind of darker side, like us being just teased and just being questioned, all the time. Are you going to stick to your beliefs, or are you just going to try to make it a bit easier for yourself for this one specific moment? So this is also kind of what came to my mind. But I also myself, I don't think that I would be ever able to use like the AR for a longer time. For me already, sitting at the laptop is very tiring. I need to have the filter and the glasses, and like if, for example, in my room there's like some electrical device that is running too intensely, I'm going to even hear it and not be able to sleep with it. So for me, operating with even stronger devices is like, I think I will just not be even a part of it, just because of that simple reason, is that I physically cannot handle that already.
Me too. I recently noticed that I really cannot spend too much time on a computer, even less than before. Like something is blocking me from going on it, or the same with my phone. So I'm like limiting it. Maybe part of this awakening process. I don't know, but I cannot imagine to have it on my eyes, on my head, especially for a longer time. If something like this is pushed, like to use it for work, etc. No, I cannot imagine it. Um, but as you said, like there is a lot of temptation. Like it's hype created around it. Like go, it's future. We need to go. We need to like, and suddenly people think like there is no other option. We need to. That more are coming, especially also a lot of money coming into it. I think it's a test, simply like for all of us to see. Maybe some need to experience it. I don't judge it. Uh, Go for it and try it. I tried it with Sarah too, but I had like on my computer. I didn't have like really the device. I think it was fun for me, like just to jump into this some sort of meeting, some new experience, definitely. But I don't see it like how it makes it even better from even this talk right now. I prefer to see a person and hear a person. I know the person. It's a bit different. I mean, uh, yeah, from time to time, probably I will see it, but I don't want to show like my full approval to it. Um, yeah, I'm not definitely promoting it. That's something that I got into conclusion, because if I don't want it to in my hologram, I don't want to support this. I cannot comply. And that's how I felt, at least after a couple of weeks of reflecting on this topic.
I'm still watching, because I think that in my opinion, the metaverse in general is still kind of struggling. I think this is why there's like lots of promotion, because I think that like, but it's also like in general with many aspects of Web3, is that on one hand people really want to already get some money for it, but the question is, there is not yet like, sorry, I just received a message. There is like, it didn't like permanently solve anything yet, and like just like in general in Web3, it's getting, I think, way closer. then I think that with the metaverse, it's completely nothing there yet, like permanently, because to me, like I see metaverse is just like, I don't know, like if you guys played it, but when I was like a little kid, you could already have like your avatar and just go to some online games and just walk around. Just like it, to me, it's basically the same concept as I had like 15 years ago when I was a little kid. So for now, I don't see the innovation on that side, besides the fact that you can
That
also
was preparing us apparently at that time, and that the time that our brains are the most receptive and they're taking a lot from outside. But I saw Sarah, you wanted to add something. You unmuted
Yeah,
yourself.
can you hear me now?
Yes, darling.
Cool. I think that it is what you make of it. And there are people that there will be like a whole genre, right? Of people who are super into it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like struggling a little right now because I think it's a place where I look at it as people being able to find access to spirituality if I'm there. And because they will be there kind of no matter what. So if I'm there guiding it, then being able to guide some of it may actually be helpful if we know it's inevitable. And that is my thought.
I think everywhere we can inspire some people, and we can find like-minded people who also got on the path somewhere, as we found each other even in Web3. So I totally agree. I also was considering this one option that potentially, if I invest anything into Metaverse, it will be probably like to have some spaces and people get out, like basically like, I don't know, billboards there. Get out and come and join us in the real life, like basically. So yeah, that's also it really depends on the intention you have when jumping into the space, because if you want to help people and help them enjoy more life, real life, and boost their real capabilities, become superhuman, but as a superhuman yourself, and it's a different intention than just to get money, because you see that there will be money, for instance, or yeah, I mean, I believe that many people don't realize the still the spiritual aspects of it, and this matrix or avatars, what it means, what is behind. Uh,
The
yeah,
more the more I go into the metaverse, the more that I believe we live in a holographic matrix currently.
I think we do.
we do already, yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
matrix within matrix, reality within reality. Already, this one was created the way that we are trapped, and that's why there is some, yeah, it's a long topic, but basically already this one is, it's kind of like trapping us, and we believe what we see instead of like seeing what we believe. you know Instead of creating our own reality, and we believe in this hologram that they push it forward, and then imagine the second layer of it, this matrix, like metaverse, like going in even deeper. um, there could be our agenda, however, like how to get people out of there, being flexible with it, and how to make them more connected to themselves and to the whole, and get out of there.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I don't
mean,
know, Sarah, how you feel about it. I know you're a big fan of Metaverse. I know that you're creating in this space too. But I think it's a beautiful mission to help these people.
Thanks. I think if we stopped recording, I would talk more about it. But I'm
Okay, so you girls feel like we are closing. That's all what we want to
I'm
share.
flexible. I'm
There's
flexible.
something more coming into your minds. I would have just underline this 5G topic too. And these devices, like this electromagnetic field and everything that's like around this metaverse, that is promoted in the same time. And I hope that we won't go towards this direction, or at least know how to neutralize this kind of energies that are like badly influencing us. And of course, everything depends on us, what we are going to do, what we comply with, or what we agree upon. And nobody will tell us that this is the future. We should know what future we want to build, and it's up to us. We don't need to comply with whether it's metaverse, CBDCs, what else? They figure out all the passports, whatever they create there. We don't need to comply with it, and it's up to us if we agree or not. So that's my conclusion. So, okay, I will wrap up. So thank you very much for sharing, girls. And I think it was very constructive talk, like just the main points.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
thank you. I'm closing.